It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. More, hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Welcome to Friday Night Live with Blake's Buzz. It's weird when you introduce yourself. I feel like I need someone to introduce me. Maybe that's when I know I'll have made it, when I get someone to introduce me. I used to joke with people and say, I always knew I would be like at a spot in my life that I wanted to be if I could afford to pay someone to do my laundry. That for a long time was my idea of success. Anyways, I know there's some people who like doing laundry, you weirdos. I know you're out there, but for a lot of people, I feel like, like if we could have someone do our laundry. Anyways, I know everybody wants to listen to me talk about doing laundry, but as much as those laundry aficionados, and I do appreciate your watches and your likes and shares and things, but we got a cool comic book to talk about, and I've got a cool creator to bring in who's been on the show before. He's doing some really cool stuff in crowdfunding. He's also in the direct market now. He's got a cool book that just has finished. Maybe there might be a volume 2. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll ask him about it. Who knows? Long story short, I've got Wells Thompson in the house. What is up, dude? How are you doing? Nice Steel Series headset, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It was all lit up like perfectly, like an advertisement.
Love that. Yeah, no, thanks for introducing me. How have you been?
Dude, I've been really good, man. It's been it's been a busy time, and doing lots of promo, lots of talking into microphones, lots of comic book production shit. It's a dream. It's not a nightmare. Oh no, I'm very lucky. It's very cool. Things are awesome. But yeah, man, it's things seem to be going pretty well for you too. I made the joke in the green room, which none of you could hear because it was the green room. That's Wells and I's private time that you aren't privy to. But I made the joke.
You'll never know what happened or what was said. You'll never know. You'll never get to.
But I made the joke because Wells is he's getting over a sickness like a flu or cough or congestion scenario, and I told him I said it's his body being worn out from just going from one Kickstarter or crowdfunding.
Yeah, that's probably there's probably more truth to that than you're letting on there. That comes across as a joke, but it's probably not true in a metaphorical sense. It's probably just true. Do you still get like the jitters, like the Kickstarter jitters, like when your campaigns go live? Or like does it creator ever get numb to that? Like, does it ever lessen, or is it always? I mean, I don't know. This one felt a little bit less so because this is our second time doing this particular book.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of help with the promotion, so
nice.
It was a little bit less on us and a little bit less pressure to get everything done and right, immediatly, like right off the bat. So there was definitely less pressure going into this one, but there's still absolutely jitters and nerves every time. Even when it's going to go relatively well, it's still just like, but is it going to go like as well as I want it to or need it to? Should I be planning for it to go well? Is that arrogant of me to be like, well, this one will probably do well? Oh no. So yeah, there's still definitely jitters, but I'm just an anxious person, so I've learned to live with that.
So you're just coming off of your Frankenstein Unconquered, or Frankenstein Unconquered, right?
Frankenstein the Unconquered, yes.
The Unconquered. Okay.
Number 3 and 4 we just got done for crowdfunding. And that one did pretty well.
And you had a saucy we had a saucy cover last time too, but
Yeah,
you had another saucy cover.
That's sort of where the saucy covers lives on Frankenstein the Unconquered. It's a good home for them because that's already like very pulp and very R-rated. So
Mm-hmm.
we were like, this is a natural fit for this.
Yeah.
It would feel weird in something like Mechaton or one of the other things that we do.
I think you should do one for depths. Just like get like a very detailed art, like one of those old diver helmets, and then just full nude, like legs spread out, ankle to ankle. Like,
oh Lord. Oh, that's an image. There is a post or a picture that goes around, like it's in sort of perpetual virality of just, it's a really, really old school like photo, probably taken 1910s of a guy, of like a woman in very formal wear sitting down, and presumably her husband behind her in a full diving outfit. And part of me really wanted to like do something with that for depths and just make that like the homage cover or the not safe for work cover, something like that. But yeah, no, we went for a little bit more of a serious tone on this one.
well, it's a serious book. It's
For sure.
a big it's a big emotional project on numerous levels. And also it's it's pretty important to you, and it's
Mhm.
it's a different kind of, it's you're coming out with a full graphic novel, right? Like it's like
Absolutely.
this is a more expensive project. You got to, we talked about this in the green room too. We've all worked with Jay. That motherfucker needs his money. No, I'm just kidding. Jay, I love you. But when you get a good artist,
he is working
you
on
have to
like
pay.
4 or 5 different projects right
He's
now.
always and he's gonna, it's your guys' fault. Like you keep hiring him for these cool books, and people are, he's finding attention now because his art's beautiful. Like his art's wonderful, but he gets on cool projects. And so yeah, anyways, he's getting more attention. It's harder, it's getting harder to book him. And then with bigger projects like this too, with an artist like that changes everything too. Like, time frame, deadlines, all that stuff. What made you want to come out with Depths as a graphic novel and not break it up like with Mechaton, right? Like,
Sure.
Like you serialize Mechaton, you've serialized Frankenstein the Unconquered,
Right.
But Depths, you were like, no, like everything has to come out all at once. This is going to be an OGN.
I think it was just the nature of the story.
Okay.
Mechaton and Frankenstein the Unconquered especially is very episodic. It's very monster of the week.
Okay.
What happened, it all connects to a larger story, but you could read it out of order and not really lose anything.
Okay.
Mechaton less so, but still very much like still very fragmented, or not fragmented, but like episodic in a way. Whereas Depths feels a lot more like one long story. It's it's a movie as opposed to a TV show. And to me, it was always a graphic novel. Part of that was always because this was one of the first things I wrote in comics with Dalton, my writing partner. Yeah. And I came into it like this is a graphic novel. And honestly, I came into it first like this is a movie because that's what I knew how to write at the time. Movies. So I wrote it as a screenplay, and then Dalton turned it into a graphic novel format. And then I learned the graphic novel format, and we, obviously I know how to do it now, but at the time,
yeah, you've been around the block a few times.
At the time, right? It literally was just like I wrote it like like film, like stage direction, like film direction.
Yeah. Well, because that's where you started at, right? Was you were writing or trying to write screenplays?
I was writing.
It's been a while since we talked the last time.
But yeah, and we usually don't get this far back in my lore, but yeah, no, I have.
So you talk to me, and I bring up the old shit. Like,
what do you call it? I have a couple of like writing awards, Red Film Festival. But yeah, in college I did a lot of. I was in writing, and that's what I wanted to do. Was prose writing, fiction writing, and I just I fell in love with movies, and I was hanging out with a lot of film majors at the time, which is part of the very complicated lore behind me and Dalton meeting as well. but yeah, all my friends were making movies and didn't necessarily know how to write, and so I would help them or just ghostwrite their screenplays, and we would work on it together and have a lot of fun doing that. And I really fell in love with the form, and I thought, it's not like a super practical route to go, the screenwriter route, unless you live in LA or you're really well connected. But I was like, I really like this format, and I really like this is a lot of fun. And that's sort of, and then in getting to know Dalton more, he was always super gung-ho on comics, and I sort of fell in with that because, this is kind of similar. This is still a script, but it's just a different way of getting it onto the page.
Yeah. Okay. I'm interested in this. First, I want to say hi to the chat. I'm so trying to get better at talking to the chat. But like Gary Crowley's in the house. What's up, Gary?
What's up, Gary?
And also Ronan. The Australian audience is tuned in and ready to go. I love how like Australia people fucking love Blake's Buzz. It's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Like, let's do it. Ronan bought headphones to wear at work so that like his American nerd buddies, like when we all go streaming at night, he gets to listen to them like during the day at work, like while we're live, and it's like his morning. So he bought, like, I remember when he was like researching wireless headphones and he ended up buying them. And so, yeah, he likes to, I know he works. He's got to pay for all those Lego sets somehow, and comics, but
we all do.
Yeah, you got to do something to buy the comics. But anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. I do appreciate you. No matter where in the globe you're coming from. But yeah, like Wells, when you're because they are they're comics and screenwriting and playwriting. They're similarly formatted, but they're all very different still. And is it easy? Is it easy to adapt, or is it kind of like, is it, because I think it's
easier. It's easier to adapt a comic into a movie than it is to adapt a movie into a comic.
Oh, really? Okay.
For sure.
I thought it would have been the other way around. Like,
no, because the biggest thing I had to wrap my head around when I started writing comics was the page itself and how to format a page, and what a page does in prose and fiction is very different than what a page does in a comic.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest breakthroughs I had when I started writing comics was sort of understanding, like, something has to, like, the way to write a comic, the best way to write a comic, in my opinion, is page by page, look at where you start and where you end and figure out what has changed. And that's sort of what the page is about. So, whether it's we learn a new piece of information or a central piece of action has happened, or just like, at the top of the page, they think they're on the same, they're in agreement, and then they discover that there's something wrong, and so by the end of the page they're arguing, and in that way you figure out, is this a single panel page? Am I showing that moment once, just like showing that moment happening, and that's all I'm doing? And those are where you get your big splash pages and your big monumentous, like, your hero poses, and you're just making a statement. Or does that need to be a 9-panel grid where we slowly change and adapt and sort of show that process play out? That was a big wall for me when I first started, was trying to figure that out. That, and like, obviously literally trying to figure out what will fit on a page, because you don't know at first. And then the other thing that's different about it is comic pages don't have motion. They can look like they have motion, but it's one static image at a time, and there's implied motion between them. So you have to be very deliberate about how you plan your action and how you show what you need to show. I think one of the big reasons why people make fun of, like, other than sometimes it's hammy and sometimes it's bad, but like comic book movie dialogue and comic book dialogue sometimes gets a little bit of a bad rap, because when you say it out loud, it does sound corny and weird, but like on the page, it works, because it's serving a different purpose on the page than it would in a movie, how a movie does dialogue.
Okay. All right. I like that. Yeah. I encourage, because I've been editing a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
I'm for one of my employers, like I edit our blog. I'm editing a couple comics now, and I still like, and it's shocking how many people don't know this, and it's just
Mhm.
like, like it's real easy to read something aloud, and like especially if you have like a lot of dialogue, like some back to back, like a nice, like a good speaking scene, like
For sure.
please like read that aloud, because
Yeah,
your
it makes a
brain will yell at
world of
you.
difference,
It'll
yeah.
be your brain will be like, people don't talk like that, and you'll hear it, and you'll cringe, and you'll be like, whoa, why the fuck did I write that? Gross. And like, but I mean, also with like regular like sentence syntax and sentence variation and stuff too. Like
Mhm.
if you read stuff aloud, you'll be like, oh wow, all of these sentences sound the same. Ooh, maybe I should switch things up and do like
Yeah,
an introductory clause, or break these things apart, and
for sure.
not just do like subject verb, right? And so many people don't know that, and I'm like, I mean, even in grad school, Wells, I did that. I would like in our workshops,
Mhm.
I would be like, do you guys ever like read your own work aloud? And a lot of people would be like, no, why would you do that? And I was like, why wouldn't you do that? Like you want to like grab them and shake them. Like, I'm not mad at you, but I'm mad. Like, no,
Yeah,
it really does help. Like in any medium, no matter what you're writing, part of your editing process should be to
yeah.
sit alone by yourself and just read what you wrote aloud, and you will fix a
Yeah,
decent
a
percentage
lot
of
of
your own
problems,
problems
for sure.
just doing that without anyone else looking at it, without an editor, without a writing partner, without, and so many people don't do it though. It's very I guess none of us writers have time. We're all so busy, right? No, I'm kidding.
I would rephrase that, writing is very draining, like, emotionally
It is.
draining
It
work.
is. It's a lot.
And
It gets to be a lot.
it can feel over. I mean, I know anytime anyone suggests I add a step to the process of anything, I'm just like, immediately fulfilled with just like, oh god, that's so much to
Right?
do.
Yeah.
And very often it isn't. It's just you're blowing it up in your head. But yeah, I totally understand why people choose to take the lazy route or don't think that they need to go that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's important. It's absolutely like, reading dialogue out loud will absolutely catch a lot of problems. Um, I don't. I haven't personally.
You're like, I never do that, Blake. I agree
No,
with
no,
you,
no,
but
no.
I've never done that before.
I have a really sort of natural understanding of that, I guess. Like when I go back and read my old short stories and my novel, I'm going
Mhm.
and editing. Um, one of the things that I'm like, people have always said like, oh, I can hear your voice in this, and it's just that like I've always been really good at doing like, if you just look at like the rhythm of the sentences, it's like long sentence, short punctuating sentence, kind of a medium one, short, long. Like it varies up. It doesn't sound
You
the
switch
same.
it up though.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Well,
good
that's the
writing.
point. Is like it's you explain an idea and then you you
Yeah.
say what you need to say,
You get them with something.
and
Yeah.
then that short punctuation kind of like, oh, that jars the reader and lets them know you have this long beautiful prose. Let them get wrapped up in that, and then you say what you need to say about it. And I've always had a good habit of doing that, which doesn't obviously come through in comic book or comic books as
Yeah.
well. What the writer's job is in a comic book really at the end of the day is the structure of the thing, and
Mhm.
how you make the story flow, and what what scenes you put in and what you don't. You're on a much more macro sense than you are micro.
I love that you brought that up, because in the old college workshop days,
Mhm.
I had a professor who gave me a lot of shit, because everybody, I was the nerd. Like I would sit in the class, like, because I would go to school early. The bar was down the street, right? So like
Mhm.
I would, to save money, I would show up, like I would usually like stay on campus all day and then go to work, right? Because
Mhm.
I would be like, if I drive home and then drive back, like this is just extra
Yeah, that's
money I'm
just
spending. And
double the
and
gas. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I would like hang out, do my homework, find a comfy spot and read, work on shit.
Mhm.
And um yeah, it's they oh shit. I lost it. I lost it, Wells. All right. Well, okay. You were okay, hold
good.
on. We're gonna get back here. So
we were on structure.
We were on structure. And so people would not make I had a professor that would straight up make fun of me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like, oh, well, like Blake's in the fucking hallway reading comics. Like, what are you guys reading? You know, and I there was even a time when I told it, he was like, what are you wanting to do? Like if you had a writing career. And at a time I told him, I was like, man, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would love to write comic books. And he goes, and he like laughed at me and he was like, Blake, you're a decent writer. Why would you want to do that? And I was like, why are you breaking my heart right now, dude? I've never done anything to you. But no, but a lot of people praised my writing and said was I doing like experimental structures? No. Was I doing smart structures that worked to whatever I was writing? Yeah. Yes. And a lot of people were like, I think you're so good at like a strong foundational structure because you read a lot of comic books and because structure is so fundamental to like the individual issue breakdown and stuff. And so like reading comics like made me a better writer. And, you know, like I still was obviously being in school, like I was still reading a lot of prose and stuff too. And I need to get back to reading prose. I'm bad about it. I try and like make myself do it. I mean, I just read slow. Like it's the
thing that turned it around for me was moving to a city with public transportation. I have read so many books since I moved to Chicago. You have
just
no
because you're
idea.
like, you got to read something for
for 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back, I got nothing to do but read. I mean, I could be on Twitter, and sometimes I am, but Twitter's bad for me, so I'm divorcing myself.
Twitter's bad.
Now it's all books all the
Twitter's
time.
bad for everybody, baby. No. it's like that necessary. It's like that necessary evil. I always joke because sometimes people are like, I'm taking a break from social media, and because of the work I do now, right? Like, guess who can't ever do that ever?
Oh yeah, no, I felt that way for a while. I felt that way for a good long while too. That's good though, because like that's also showing like you're establishing yourself and your career as a comic book creator, as a writer, and your people know your name. They really do. Like you could see it when the post I posted today, and like there was a couple people who retweeted it and shared, like, one of my favorite comic writers, one of my favorite writers. Like, so like, you know, you can. Like people know who you are in the indie comics world, and it's good. I like that because they should know who you are. You're writing fucking good stories. You should, be out there. And it's very flattering. I appreciate that.
That's what I'm here to do.
Sometimes, and I will say, like, sometimes you don't feel it. People are out there like reading your stuff. You don't sense a disturbance in the force when someone picks up one of your comics. Just, leave it on faith that hopefully they recognize.
Would you want that though? Like, because
it would be validating.
A lot of times it would be cool too, right? But like you're like, ooh, but like also like, I guess it would depend on like how in tune you are with the force, right? Because like if you're like basic bitch forcing it, right, and you're like, my terminology, I'm on it tonight, but you're like, ooh, someone's reading my work, wait, are they gonna hate it, are they gonna love it? Then you're gonna like stress thinking about that. If you were like leveled up Jedi, maybe you could tell like ooh, they're reading it, I like, they're vibing with it, like I feel their life force feels good. The things like it's flowing, it's good. They've got the high ground. All right, like let's go, And but yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me would like, I would be like simultaneously excited and terrified, right, to know that like someone was reading my stuff.
Oh no, I fully just want people to read it. I don't care if you hate it.
I mean, that's the sign of that means you're a good writer. That means you get it.
Yeah, I just don't want people to read it and then go, eh. Like that's my only
and never talk about it, right? Yeah, right. Like just like put it away and never utter anything about it again. That's even worse than someone
thing, absolutely.
They're like someone being moved to like get online and be like, this was the worst dog shit ever. Because even if someone does that, it might hurt your feelings a little bit, but there's also going to be a handful of people that see that and they're going to say like, oh, I got to read this, see if it's as bad as this guy says it is. And then they read it and they're like, well, this really wasn't that bad. I had a good time. And then they get online and talk about it. The rolling escalator of social media. And that's the one problem well, there's a lot of problems with indie
There's-
comics, but there's one of the problems with indie comics is like you have to be out there, you know, and you got to be on the socials, you got to be
Mhm.
promoting yourself, you got to be promoting your own brand, and you know, it's weird. It's still weird for me. Like as someone, I talk into a microphone all the time, right? And it freaks me out when I have to, you know, I have to pretend that I'm really good at my job and that, like, yeah, of course everybody wants to come on my show, and you know, but at the end of the day, I'm like, why did they want to do this to them? You know, and it's just like it's imposter syndrome is real, right? We all deal with it.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad. On that note, I'm glad that your imposter syndrome did not get the best of you, because I do remember when Depths hit Kickstarter, and I
Mhm.
know it, and just like now, it had a big goal, and it was a big ask, and you guys were fighting for it, and it made me really really happy that it did not take long at all for you to pick up the bat again and step up to plate, and you're like, no, fuck you, I'm fucking swinging, I'm swinging for the fences, and you guys can't stop me. Because a lot of people won't do that, man. A lot of people, or they'll take a lot of time, or they'll
Sure.
edit the over edit it, cut important stuff out to try and make it cheaper and smaller and more feasible, you know, and stuff like that. And
Yeah, I think there is, you know, yeah, I can't see myself making this a smaller story than it is.
yeah,
Like
go
it's
from like an OGN to an ash can.
yeah, no, I'm not, absolutely not. But even just like, you know, cutting out 50, 100 pages, I just wouldn't want to do
It'd be
that.
hard. Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
you're a good storyteller, and so is Dalton. And
Dalton's a fantastic storyteller.
I don't,
I
you
feel really
guys,
privileged I
yeah.
get to write with him. But yeah, no, this story just it needs that format. It needs to be larger than life.
It
There's
feels
maybe a
big. Yeah,
world.
it feels big. It feels like big and deep
Mhm.
and like infinite, like the fucking ocean, right?
That
Like
was
there's
sort of the yeah, that was sort of the beautiful parallels involved in it. It was the more we wrote, the more the subject matter became about what the book was on the surface, and vice versa. They just feed into each other so well. Um, for those not familiar, by the way, Teps is a graphic novel about a guy who gets trapped underwater for 3 years in a diving suit of his own creation, set in the 1930s against the backdrop of the Great Depression. This guy trying to fight against sea monsters in the environment and his own inner demons to get back home. Meanwhile, his friend on the surface attempts to look for him against all odds and against everyone who tells him that, no, your friend's probably dead.
so is
So
it kind of split? Is it kind of a split narrative? Like one is above the
yeah,
above sea level and one is
there's,
below.
I mean, there's like, I would say there's sort of three, yeah, it's like two, maybe three narratives going on. One is
Hmm.
the survival story. One is sort of how we got here, which we get in snippets of the past, and one is the rescue effort on the surface. And you know, we did that partially just because it's, you know, it's pretty heavy and pretty relentlessly grim to just be stuck underwater with the character like the for 100, or you know, for 112 pages.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and I didn't, you know, we needed something to break that up. And I think originally Dalton's first draft of Depths was just a mill underwater and aggressively alone, and it was a buzzkill. You know, it was, and like not in a, you know, not in an inappropriate way, but it was just like, man, we need
It was
something
heavy.
here. It's
Yeah, you had to lighten it
heavy.
up a
It's
little.
it's slow moving. It's very much a slow burn and a slog. And all the from that first draft, all the characters were pretty much there. Emil and James and Grace. And the first note that I had for him when he brought me the first couple of chapters was like, why don't we ever see James? Why don't we ever see Grace again? These are such great characters, and they're essentially just one-offs, and you never see them again. Why? And so yeah, we developed basically a second entire, you know, half of the novel is just dedicated to, not as you read, but like interspersed is just
Nice.
dedicated to those characters and their struggles and how to find Emil when they know he's alive, but they can't prove it and they don't know where he is.
I'm just really excited to read this. Like all the pages I've seen and the stuff from Jay that I've seen him post and that he shared like privately, like when I was working on the One True Love campaign with him and Mario, like he showed me some stuff too, and which is funny when I made that comment and because he was like he felt guilty because we're all pushing so hard for One True Love. And Jay was like, I got this other campaign going and I feel bad. And I was like, dude, like I even told him, I was like, tag me, I'll share with you. Like, it's fine. And but yeah, anyways, like but yeah, it's like it's a different kind of graphic animal. I feel like you're working with, and it's like and every page, every panel I've seen is you really feel the weight of that water, of that pressure,
for sure,
of that ocean floor. And that's so like, I mean that as the absolute highest compliment. Like this thing feels fucking heavy. It feels like we want to turn these pages, but they're hard to turn, right? Like, and I like books like that, man. I like slow burns. I like emotional trauma. I like it's almost spooky, right? It's like emotional horror. It's like it's in a sense traumatizing, but it makes for great literature. And this has like echoes of greatness. I have not gotten to read it yet. So like this, I'm guessing, and okay, audience, I might be wrong, but I've read a lot of Wells's work and Dalton's, and they're good writers, and Jay can fucking draw. So like, I feel like the elements are there. The elements are all there to make something very special, but it just feels very heavy and very iconic. And it feels like a big momentous thing. And I'm sure like you're loving hearing all this with the pressures of like trying to raise all this money to get it funded, right? You're like, yeah, great, but it's huge. It's big for me too, but no, but I just
that's one of those things. Like that's why we've been fighting so hard for this book. It's why we came back to it. You know, having not been able to meet our goal the first time, is just like, this has always been the book that we, in a sense, we were making the other books to make this one. You know, we knew that we knew that this was going to be, you know, as good and as fun as Mechaton is, as fun as Frankenstein the Unconquered is, as much as we have to say with those books and as much as we genuinely love them, like Depths and the follow-up graphic novel Dust are like the two that were like, these are our important things that we have to say.
Yeah,
you know, this
time out real quick, bud. What is this? What is Dust, and where did that even like? You can't just say that. You can't just say that and move on, sir. It's too late now.
Dust is a follow-up graphic novel that it's spiritually following up Depths.
Okay,
but whereas Depths takes place underwater with these characters in the past, Dust is a 1980s road trip between a 17-year-old girl and her kid brother as they go to scatter their parents' ashes across the United States.
Well, that just sounds very heavy too.
It is like this. It's sort of like these books, and we have a couple more planned. Whether or not we ever can get to them is an open question. But this idea of like, we had this sort of like series of novels that deal with grief and loss, but in a very like approachable way. And that's always what like Dust and Depths were to me, was like how we can say something meaningful about something that we all experience. And whether we like it or not, like we're forced to, just by virtue of being. And they feature some of my favorite characters that I've ever written. They're drawn by some of my favorite people. It's the kind of thing that like I want Mechaton out there. I want Frankenstein the Unconquered out there. But if I couldn't get any of those done, and I had to pick one. It's like, yeah, I want depths and I want dust, and I want like those are the ones that I want to
If
be.
someone broke into your house and they were like,
gun to my head,
you have to pick which child dies. You're like, kill Frankenstein in the mech.
Yeah, kill Frankenstein. Immediately kill Frankenstein. As much as I love it, as much as I would be heartbroken about it, it's like, yeah, but no, I gotta say what I gotta say with dust. And
that's crazy.
I gotta say what I gotta say with depths.
Because these are like big projects for like to like think about you working on like behind the scenes of these campaigns until you like launched it, you know, semi recently. Time out 1 second, Wells. I want to shout out the chat, and then I'm going to bring up the page so that people can actually get a look at this very, very cool looking book that we're talking about.
For sure.
We got Comics by the Bay, hashtag EcoBoost. I don't know if any of you know this. Cole and I haven't done a Blake and Cole read a book in a while, but if you hashtag EcoBoost, and if this gets 40,000 shares, Ford may sponsor something, and you should just do that. Just do it. Please do it. Please. Joe Carrillo's in the house. What's up, dude?
What up, Joe?
Wow, man. I so owe you an interview, and I'm a prick. I'll call myself out right now, Joe. I'm so sorry. Thanks for see, I gave myself a guilt trip. He didn't even have to do it. He just showed up.
If you're listening to this right now and you haven't read Beckstar, go purchase.
Beckstar's so good. Also, so is the what is it? The Party at the End of the World that he did with
I haven't read that one.
He did with oh my god, I'm a fucking asshole. She wrote Doom Patrol right after Grant Morrison. Oh my god. This is the problem about doing live streams, is because when you get hung up on things, you have to Google it live and just talk. All right, hold on. Doom Patrol Omnibus. I am such a terrible person. And of course, it's all Grant Moore. Rachel Pollack. Oh my God.
Yep, there we are.
He wrote a book with Rachel.
The Never Ending Party. Yeah.
The Never Ending Party. Thanks, Joe. Sorry, dude. Sorry, man. Now I owe you twice, Joe. Thanks for pulling me out of those weeds. Yeah, Gary, I do too, man. I really want to see it happen. And speaking of seeing it happen, with the power of technology, we can show you.
Oh my God.
Look at this. All right, so you are just shy of 5K of 14. You got 108 sports. You got 19 days left. We got the days to make it happen. And then I like this too. I like how you have like the two digital versions. You have the discounted, and then the full version.
So if you just want, if like you can't afford a lot, and we wanted to include something for people who just want to dip their toes in, see if they like it before they commit to the whole thing, or if they're just like, times are tough right now, but I really like the book and I want to contribute something. Just like, okay, have something. Here's chapter.
For all you drug addicts out there who need to buy your drugs, you can still buy your drugs and get this $10 version. Wow, $10 version. Not a hard G there. There's, but you know, like, or you could just take a night off and get the $20 one. I'd recommend getting the physical copy. Maybe get the hard, maybe get that Heather Vaughn, maybe get that Comic Daddy Heather Vaughn cover that you got going on.
The Heather Vaughn cover is one of my favorite things we've ever made. I don't know. I do have to also give props to the
your other variant.
Yeah, the other variant is fantastic. Serge Acuna, with the giant squid, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Jay's cover is iconic as well. But holy crap, that Heather Vaughn cover.
Heather's so
phenomenal, absolutely fantastic.
And I love that Heather does. You know who Heather reminds me of is Skylar Patridge. Like, because Skylar started.
Okay, I can kind of see that,
but not a little bit art vibe, but also just more in the sense of like their covers started garnishing attention. They started selling covers to Kickstarter people, and then once Kickstarter people started buying up these covers, right? And it was like, oh yeah, like get a Skylar cover, get a Heather cover, or get a like the people that work with Kickstarter clients, like. But it wasn't long after a lot of people started commissioning Skylar, like she got the DC gig, and I see Heather's projectile going in a similar fashion, basically. The hustle and the talent is there. Is basically what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's there's a lot of cool covers you can get, and you can go digital, you can go physical, you get some really awesome commissions, you get Wells's backlog, you get like the some anthology stuff that Wells was in. You guys got really cool awards.
You can get yourself drawn into the book.
Yeah, I like that you guys basically put it out there, and you were like, if you got fucking money to spend, we'll take it in a cool way. Like, you know, like we'll find a way to take your money and make it worthwhile.
We absolutely will.
I have a dream one day that, on top of like people doing my laundry, is that like I could just back all these Kickstarters and put Blake's Buzz in like every comic ever. Right, you know, like I just think that would be like so cool. But like as you can tell, like it's not a cheap endeavor, but I just can't, like, I've bought commissions before, right? And so like I've got commissions, I've got sketches and stuff, and to like combine that with you being with like inside the winning writer, and I got these awards on my desk.
I am extremely technically an award-winning writer. Yeah, that is correct.
And then I love Doug. What's the story on Doug? What is the story
Douglas
on Doug?
is like,
hold on. Let me make you big before we talk about it.
This is obviously a really like, the themes of this book are quite heavy. It deals with a lot of subject matter that can be a lot to deal with.
And Doug is not that, though, like, at all.
No, so like, you know, partly it was born out of like, we wanted Emil to have someone to interact with while he's underwater, so he's not just in his head all the time. He's talking and interacting.
Oh, Doug's a character in
Douglas is a character, yes.
Yeah, like, does he look like that?
No, that's a different artist, Fernando Pinto. Drew that particular drawing of
Douglas, I think I even like this better, though. Like, all right, keep going.
But he's basically a giant Pacific octopus that found his way to wherever Emil is and keeps him company. And
so they talk?
Emil talks to him. He doesn't talk to Emil because he is an octopus. But it was very much that, like, you know, he's a Labrador, you know, he's a golden lab. He's just a lovable puppy.
But a giant,
but he's a giant octopus, and we wanted to translate that stylistically into something that like brought a smile to people's faces and didn't just associate this book with, like, you know, hard, heavy feelings. So, you know, why should you make it through? Because Douglas believes in you. Douglas is enough.
And how could you not believe in yourself with that? Like, that's too, like, you guys should make like $1,000 just on selling Dougie stitches.
You would. I certainly.
You're like, yeah, Blake, that'd be great. It's not happening.
Fantastic. I would love if that happened.
No, I love it though. It's so charming, and the glasses, like, the glasses are so clutch.
The glasses and the braces, too, like, those were not.
When you only see 3 tentacles, like, two, like, on top, like, there's so many. There's so many creative decisions. This sticker.
Yeah, we gave Fernando a lot of creative freedom to just be like, we want this. We want it to be really happy and energetic, very cartoonish and over the top. So, like, you know, to go with that direction however you want, and he gave us like 2 or 3 options, and we're just like, yes, all of these are great.
Awesome. Yeah, I love him. He should have gotten a variant. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Maybe he should have gotten a variant. But as we talked about, like Mechaton, you get Mechaton add-ons. You can get the Descent into Dread, which is that anthology I talked about.
That has a story in it. So Descent into Dread the reason it's here is that it has a story in it that features the characters from Depths. That was their first printed appearance. Yeah, so the one by Sergio Cunha, which is why we brought him back for the variant cover. We felt like he needed to be involved in this iteration of the story as well. So yeah, if you want to see like the full, you know, involved, it's a little side story. It's it's very non-canonical because I'm pretty sure he died, like someone dies at the end that's not supposed to, but it's a really fun story and it's gorgeously drawn. I didn't know that you were in From the Static. Absolutely, first story. That was the infant, drawn by the incomparable Rachel Allen Everett. Nice. I saw they just put that back out on Kickstarter too, with like new covers and stuff too. That's exciting. Absolutely. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do my Monster Truck Rally voice. And I'm gonna read your synopsis here. We're gonna bring way too much energy to this.
It's
all right,
so long too. This is gonna hurt my throat so bad. But you know what, Wells? You're worth it, and you're
go
sick,
for it.
and you're worth it. I said. Please note that I said you were worth it twice too. By the way.
In a world where Emil Parker is a brilliant engineer.
Emil Parker is a brilliant engineer, a 1930s Oxford scholar, and his latest creation is going to change the way people explore the ocean. A perpetual diving suit capable of sustaining someone underwater indefinitely. It's nothing short of a miracle of modern technology. Emil pilots the suit in its first outing to the public and promises to stay underwater for a full day. But during the expedition, something grabs a hold of Emil and drags him to the bottom of the ocean.
This
Alone.
Sunday.
And on Sunday, alone and forsaken, Emil spends the next 3 years trying to get back to the surface, battling the elements, sea monsters of legends, and his own inner demons. Meanwhile, on the surface, his best friend James Harrigan is on a wild goose chase, trying to find Emil, presumed dead since the day he was dragged to the depths. It's a harrowing story of survival, guilt, and redemption that reads like The Martian meets 20,000 Leagues Under the Motherfucking Sea. With your help, we can create the most important book of our careers. Ladies and gentlemen, back this fucking comic book. Like, can we just make that happen?
I stand by
this?
that.
Can we just fund this? Can we just fund this so like Wells can
fund
take
it
a fucking
tonight?
nap?
Fund it tonight. Let's go.
Like, fund it tonight. Hashtag Ford EcoBoost. We'll get Ford in on it too. Like, everything will be fine. Everybody gets a big truck and a cool comic.
Who has $9,000? Let's go. It doesn't take that much.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right.
Oh,
so
Lord.
oh Lord is correct. But yeah, so all right, here's some really cool covers. I love this champagne glass cover, by the way. With
the standard A cover, it's great. Jay
so
Sheik
good.
draws that one, the sand tiger sharks circling the glass. It's
very good.
Yeah, it's iconic.
What's the importance of the glass though? Like,
Emil's an alcoholic.
Okay, cool.
It's very much like a glitz and glam kind of like thing.
Was that a J deal? Like, why not like like a rocks glass or a traditional drinking glass?
I think it was. I mean, first that's sort of
cooler.
what we. That's sort of the vibe that we get from the beginning of the book, is that this is the day that he goes missing is a celebration, of what he's brought to the world and sort of his career. So there's champagne glasses abound, but also I assume the shape, just that long, narrow, like claustrophobic shape around him. He doesn't have a lot of room to,
and the frosty edges too.
Absolutely,
it's very smart. It's very smart. You guys have a lot of smart shit going on here. And then let's just look at these interior pages real quick. I just want everybody to.
We all should. We all deeply should.
At these, look how lonely and pressurized and dark and traumatic these pages look, while simultaneously looking gorgeous and inviting and making you want to read this book. It almost doesn't make sense. There's like a dark magic formulating here, and they've metastasized this into realness. Like there's like these eels, this terror, this loneliness, the pressure, the water. I love it. I love it so much. And again, like we kind of talked about it earlier, like it works as a juxtaposition, but also just kind of like like structurally different, like to produce like, like a difference, a change, and to, add to tension in different ways. Right. So like, we go above sea level, below sea level. And as you can see, like the colors and art here and lettering, like everything is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Here we get to the creators.
Full credit to the creative team there. Jay and Rajesh and Nathan kill this book.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Dalton and Wells are the writers. And so Jay Sheik's the line artist. Rajesh Kumar's the colorist. Nathan Kempf is the letterer. Stretch goals, timeline. These are all like not fun and exciting parts to talk about during a live stream, but they are important. And the biggest thing I want everybody to look at is there's 19 days here, and you're all fucking silly if you don't back this and make it happen. Like there on crowdfunding right now, there's so much, and I know there's so much right now, and it's begging for your money, and some of them are your friends, and some of them, some of them are maybe even collaborators, or you've done books with them before, and so like I know that your attention is worthwhile, and you know your pocketbooks are not endless, but this is a campaign that you guys really need to take a double look at and really consider, because this is going to be something, if it gets made, and it needs to get made, if it gets made, this is going to be a very special OGN. Like basically I feel like if this gets made, we're going to be voting on it on the Ringos next year, is basically what I feel like, at least. And as Wells didn't even pay me to say that. I just said it because I just believe. But I like, for real. This is a very cool book. It's a very cool book. I believe in the creators. Wells has always been really nice to me. I don't know why. I never really did anything for him. But but
modest.
But like I said, I've worked with Jay before, and I love Jay's art, and like anybody who's read like Ronin and stuff that he's done over at Band of Bards, like, you know, Jay's on a continuous level up process right now, and so like every new page Jay draws gets better and better, and so basically anything you see Jay's name on, you should want out there, because he's gonna be a name we all recognize. But I do also feel, Wells, that you and Dalton are going to be names we recognize in a time that we already recognize them. I mentioned that before. Like, a lot of people know you by name, especially in the indie community. But I mean, you're getting popular as the days go by. I've watched you get more popular. You may not like it. You know, I don't know.
Oh no. Make no mistake. I will take the popularity. I will absolutely.
But I feel like this is an important comic. I feel like this is it's an important comic to the team. And I also feel like it's going to be an important comic to the medium if it gets made, and people get to read it, and people get to experience it, and people get to talk about it and write about it. And this is something that comic books need. This is something that indie comics needs, something that the crowdfunding scene needs to see happen. You know, no pressure. I know, like, no pressure at all.
No pressure, but like, you know, if you don't, then we're all fundamentally missing something.
Then basically the industry's dead. No, it's like the start of quarantine all over again. No, but I believe in you, man. And
I appreciate.
And it sucked.
That.
It fucking sucked that the Kickstarter didn't do what you wanted it to do, and so many people were rooting for you.
It wasn't for lack of trying. We got pretty close.
No, everybody, dude, you had the community was like people were pulling the Blake Morgan deal, like, back this, you fucking cowards. It was almost to that point, like in the final hours, like people were retweeting this, like, why do you not? And you got close, and that's the bummer about Kickstarter that Zoop doesn't have to deal with, because like, if you get real close on Zoop can extend the campaign. And that's different. Yeah. And you don't want it to happen, but if it has to happen, then like,
for sure,
you know, but on that note, actually, time out. On that note, Wells, shut up and let me talk to I usually don't tell my guests to shut up. No, I just want to Gary Prowley says he really wants to see this book happen again. Gary, I'm with you, dude. The same. Joe's all right. So Joe's talking about the book and then he told me it was fine, that I still owe
it's not fine, Joe.
Even though he's mad. I know you're mad at me, Joe. I know you're mad at me.
Better, Joe.
It's fine,
and we will.
And we all need to do better. Sarah Landauer's in the house. What's up,
Love
Sarah?
Sarah Landauer.
not to like give you a guilt trip, Sarah, but I haven't seen you in the last couple live streams, but that's fine.
Yeah,
no,
what the hell, Sarah?
Yeah, what the hell? She was busy pledging, but just wanted to take a second to praise all. Oh yeah, Heather's amazing. Another one with a Heather variant on their campaign, which just successfully funded. Congrats to Sarah.
Glitch is fantastic. If you haven't
it's so
Glitch,
fun.
You should definitely go read Glitch.
It's so fun. Yeah, it's unlike Depths, where it seems that Wells is setting out to like emotionally break us and then kind of roll us into a malleable taffy ball and dump us into the water.
When Fellhound does it, we give her a Ringo. So
that is so all right. Yeah, that's so true.
That's all I got to say about that.
No, yeah, like if you want to break hearts in comics, there's a few people to go to, and one of them is Fell. And Wells is coming for that title. I feel like Wells and Dalton are coming for it.
Every time.
You gotta.
No title is safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
No genre is safe.
It's feeling great is nice. But like, when the fuck do you ever actually do that? Right? Like, it's you're trying to find a universal audience, and you're trying to like, let's get us all on the same page and tell a story that we can all connect with. And how can we all connect? By life taking a big old fat steamy shit on us when we least expect it, right?
It'll happen to you too.
It'll happen to us all at one time or another. God, sometimes I don't even know what to do with myself. Wells, I say shit and I got to figure out where to go from that. On back to this book. So what made you with the one campaign not doing what you wanted, and you didn't take much time off to like recalibrate and figure out what was going on. And not only that, you switched platforms. You went over to Zoop. So what hit me with that thought process, bud? Like what made you want to go from a bigger platform to a smaller platform, but they help you promote simultaneously?
Part of it is I'm tired. I'm a very sickly, tired old man, and I don't want to be can't be grinding myself out quite as much anymore. No, Zoop, Jordan reached out to me after the
they reached out to you?
They reached out to me about it after we didn't hit funding on Kickstarter. And I've always wanted to do a Zoop just to see, what the experience is like and how it compares, and if crossing over is something I would want to do in the future. And Depth seemed like a good book for it. And theoretically, like, we know the audience is there for the goal that we have put out there. So, we'll see if we're able to replicate that same success. Yeah, we just need the same kind of momentum that we had on the original Kickstarter, and we should be good to go. But yeah, I really like the idea of something that's curated and something that's for the comics community.
Yeah,
very specifically, and Zoop has always been that.
They make you feel famous working with them, right?
Absolutely.
You're like, holy shit, I'm important.
Yeah, no, getting that kind of
one-on-one at Kickstarter, great. I was not important. They said you're good to go live, figure out your own shit. And Jordan, like Jordan is out there, like Jordan's out there, like helping you hustle too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I mean, that's a big part of it. Yeah, I like them. I like the Zoop platform, and every week, every month, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Absolutely.
Right. Like it wasn't like a while back. When Zoop and Crowdfunder popped up like close to each other, right? But it was just like we're brand new platforms. Zoop has had like a lot of campaigns and they've fulfilled campaigns, and they've done the work, and they've gone out there. That's cool, man. I didn't of the scenarios that I played out in my head, and like, don't get cocky. It wasn't like I stayed up late night trying to figure out your Kickstarter to Zoop transition. before this interview. Wasn't like I just no, I'm kidding.
This hasn't been consuming your waking
This
nights.
hasn't been
Why would he
consuming
have
my
gone
thought process.
from
And Joel
one
at
to
Metal
the
Ninja Studios was like, Blake, I feel like you're distracted. And I was like, have you looked at depths? No, but you know, I was curious as to like, you know, there were avenues you could have taken. You could have gone black and white art and cut funds. You could have broken it up into chapters. There are a lot of things you could have done to come back to the crowdfunding scene and make this a reality. And instead you switch platforms. And so, yeah, I was very, very curious about that. And that's cool. Like, they're very proactive. You know, that's, they reach out to me. Like that's how this interview came to happen, was like Jordan reached out to me and he was like, hey, like Wells has this other campaign going, which I didn't know initially. Like, cause I was following like the Kickstarter and I was watching it and I was rooting for it. And like, you know, on those final few nights, like we were all retweeting and sharing it and like, you know, begging the community to like put their dollars down, and they didn't. And also fuck you all for not doing that. Like, I don't think Wells will say that, but I will. I'll say that right now. Like, fuck all of you.
No. A lot of people came together and pushed really hard.
No, it got real fucking close. Like it got like heartbreakingly. Wells is like, thank you for reminding me of how heartbreakingly close it came, Blake. I really wanted to relive this during this fun interview we scheduled. But no, I was very curious as to why this like switch happened, and that makes a lot of sense. But that's got to feel good too, right? Like when like as hard as it is when you don't fund and when what you want to happen doesn't happen, and for someone to reach out and say like, hey, what's up, baby? Like, hey, I'm leaving. But right, like, I mean, like, did that kind of like fill you up with some gusto and get you ready for the second round?
I'll say Depths has never been, you know, our most popular property from what we, you know, from the outset. And we asked for a lot up front. I can see why that would turn some people off, or, you know, and we have a, you know, obviously there's more pages to make, so it's a longer release date. I get that. But every time I talk to someone about it, and I know that they've read over it, and we you know, we look at the art together, I hear the same thing, which is like more than Mechaton, more than Frankenstein the Unconquered. It's not just, oh, this looks like a lot of fun, this looks really cool, I hope you get funded. It's like everyone sort of comes together and is like, this book seems important and I want it to happen. Like when people, I know that this book can get made because I've never interacted with someone who heard the pitch and didn't immediately go, oh, I want to read that.
Yeah.
So there's an audience out there for it. How to tap into that audience is a mystery that is continuing,
like spinal tap them and suck that money out. Yeah, it's hard, dude. I get it.
But I know that there are people who want to read this story, and this is one of those that I'm not allowed to quit on. I have to keep trying until we find a way to get it out there.
Good. I hope that, well, I hope this gets funded and we don't ever have to talk about this again, but
that'd be great.
that unstoppable mentality, as like from a writer to a writer, from like, you know, someone with dreams talking to someone else with dreams, like that's very powerful. That's very powerful. Cause it's not just you're like, oh yeah, this was this week's idea, and next week I'll launch a different campaign if this one doesn't work out. Like, no, like this is your little drowning baby. This is your fucking waterlogged, bloated child.
What an incredible image.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's yours. It's this special entity in you that, like, no matter what life presents to you, no matter what the industry presents to you, is you're going to continuously like look them in the eye and say like, no, fuck you. This deserves to get made. And those, Wells, I hope you know, dude, like those are the comics that we need in this fucking industry. Not just crowdfunding, not just indie comics, not just big two. Those are the comics we need in this industry. Like, we need big, resonant stories that make us feel, that make us scared, that make us feel small, because we are small. There are billions of us on this planet. There's even more gallons of water. Like, there's so much.
I think that's true. I couldn't confirm for sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm not
that's
a
true.
scientist or a mathematician, but it sounded good. But you know what I'm saying, man? Like, we need to be reminded that there's so much more to humanity and life and mythology and being than we know, than we choose to accept, than we get comfy in. And we need stories in all mediums, in movies and plays and comics and series and all the other weird shit that we spend all our time watching, and fucking YouTube shorts. We need more 1 minute shorts that teach us,
that break your heart.
that we are just infinitesimal. Like,
we need more Hank Green.
Yeah, we just but I just, you know, you're trying to tell a story that's bigger than all of us. Is when I strip the jokes away, that's what it comes down to. You're telling a story that's bigger than all of us, that also connects all of us, and this medium needs that so much. I love our superhero stories. I love the X-Men. I love the Justice League. I love all that shit. But like, it's very rare when we watch these iconic beings show us like what it means to be human, and really make us think about, like, what did I do today? What am I doing tomorrow? What did I do last week that makes me stand out amongst these billions of other entities, right? And you're trying to tell a story like that gets into the roots of being. And that's very, very fucking important, man. And it excites me and aggravates me that you have to, that there so many people support you for doing this and love you for doing this and are backing you right now for doing this, right? But there are also so many other people that like still need convincing. And I'm like, how the fuck do you need like everybody's fucking playing fucking Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales made us feel all these feels. And like, yeah, like, guess what? Fucking comics are trying to make you feel these feels. Like, we're trying to do that. Anyways, sorry, I lost my cool there for a second.
No, you're good. You're good.
But you know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah,
like,
no, I appreciate the passion, and that's why we're making, you know, that's why we feel so strongly about.
I thought you were about to say like, that's why I agreed to come on your show. No,
I mean,
your
like,
answer was better. That's why we're trying to do.
Like, yeah, that's why we feel like this book is so important. We're not giving up on it, and we absolutely need to get it made. Just it for our sake, and because we truly believe that, you know, the world needs it. Yeah, no, thank you so much for that. That fills me with all sorts of life. If you'd like, I do have a new page of Depths that has been penciled out that no one's seen before. If you want to check that out.
Yeah, dude. I think if you ask to share, I just say yes, and it'll let you. Hold on, let me take this screen away just to. There it is. Oh my. Okay, hold on.
There you go.
I'm just like preparing myself to see a full screen of Jay's art. I haven't got to see Jay's art, like new Jay art, in a while. All right, here you go. You guys ready? 5, 4, 3.
There you go.
Look at that layout. Look at that spread. Hold on.
Yeah, this was we were like 9-panel spread, however you want to do it. And he's like, let's do
the most unconventional 9-panel spread ever. Look at it, just like it moves. It like rushes at you. It like,
so this is the moment that water where
takes the air out of my lungs.
This is the moment where Emil is dragged down and separated from the boat that he that he was tethered to. And you see the axe becomes this big important object in the book, and you can't really see who's carrying it in this page, but it becomes really important later. So
wow, So how much art do you have from Jay? Like how far into the narrative are you?
You have seen what we have, sir. We have
This is it? You have one page?
We have the cover. Well, we have the
This
covers.
is
We have
this is the only page of the shit on the Zoop website. I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who drew that.
It's the 5 pages, the first 5 pages of the book on the Zoop website, and then this page has been is being drawn.
I didn't know if you guys have been like working on it for a while. You've been like you had like PayPal payments set up for Jay or something.
As much as I would love to. Again, I am poor.
Yeah, you're
like, strictly speaking, there is money in my account, but almost all of it is for Cat Skin and the Rose fulfillment, Frankenstein the Unconquered fulfillment, and
well, you're still saving all the kitties, right? You still fostering a lot of kitties.
We haven't had a chance to get into the scene here in Chicago yet, but next year we're probably looking to.
Oh wait, so hold on, time out. You big moved since the last time we talked?
Yeah.
Where were you at before?
I was in Nashville.
Oh
moved
shit!
From Nashville to Chicago. Yeah.
Well, hold on, time out. What happened? How? Why? I mean, Chicago's cool, but so is Nashville. But like, why? What happened there?
We felt like we needed to move on, for a bunch of different reasons. And Brianna
are you
got
married?
a job
Are you
offer
married?
up here. Yes, I am married.
You are married. Okay, I thought you were. Okay, so you were married, moved on.
Halloween was my 3-year anniversary. We were both incredibly sick, so it was a great way to spend just watching horror movies with a
vomiting into buckets
with a giant tub of candy and a sign that says "Take one, we're sick. Please don't answer that. Please don't."
All right. Okay. So you moved from Nashville to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
When did that happen?
Early very early January.
Okay. All right, so you're getting reset up. So you haven't been able to rehabilitate the local cat population yet.
No, we're still.
But you're gearing
our way. We're gearing up for it. But
you're gearing up for it. All right.
Once we feel like we're
how many cats do you have? How many cats do you have
on a regular basis? The ones that stay with me all the time, 5.
And that's some of that too is because of you kept some fosters, right?
One of them is a foster fail. He was our I think he was our very first foster. His name's Bug. He was we dug him out of a trash can. He was our garbage can. He was dumpster. That's the word for it. He was about 9 weeks old, which is, if you know anything about cats, past the point where you typically socialize them.
Okay.
So he had really bad associations with people and hands, and was pretty isolated for the first couple weeks of his life. And we just the more we saw him, the more we were like, I just see a world in which he gets adopted, and then they can't figure out why he won't come out from under the bookshelf, and they bring him back, and then he just gets more withdrawn, and that happens a couple times, and they just don't know what to do with him. And we couldn't see that happening to him, so we just kept him, and he's lived with us for about 5 years, and he is the bravest little boy in the world.
He's your little man. He's your little biscuit maker, right?
And he's come a long way since then. He doesn't. I mean, he's still not he's not the cuddliest cat in the world. He doesn't. He doesn't.
A lot of them are not the cuddliest things in the world.
He will sleep at our feet.
Nice.
When we're in bed, he will take naps with Brianna. Once she's passed out, he'll come up and curl up next to her. He will stay in the same room with us. This is the level that we're at. Is just if he's in the same room with us, he'll look at us. We'll look at him, and that's all we really need. And occasionally,
he knows you made his life way better. He knows he made his life way better. And a mile.
That's our foster fail, and the other ones are Noodle, who came with the wife, Gilly, who we picked up after one of my old cats died tragically, and so a couple months after that, we picked her up from a shelter, and she's just been she has resting bitch face. She's hilarious. And she's also Bug's mother. in a metaphorical sense. She just saw this scared.
So the cats get along. So like Bug doesn't like you that much, but he likes your other cats.
He
I
loves
like
my other
more.
cats. Absolutely.
That's
we have Cornifer, who is giant orange and was covered in ringworm when we met him. It's a little kitten that we dug out from under a shed, and we brought him from Little Rock to Nashville. And then there's Quaylag, who we met in Nashville. And Quaylag is my baby. That one's mine.
Where does that name come from?
Dark Souls.
I've never Quaylag.
Quaylag,
right?
Queulaag.
Okay. Where does that from?
It's a boss in Dark Souls.
I was about to say, is this from some weird fucking JRPG that I never played? No, but
in a weird sense, but
I love that, dude. One of the reasons I've always liked you, because it's hard to like you. I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm kidding.
It is.
That was a joke. That was a poor tasting joke. But the first interview I had with you, you had like a litter. You had like you had like kittens. You had like your house was like bombarded with like
that probably happened. Yeah. And I think I know which kittens you're talking about. And
there's been multiple litter.
Oh yeah. There's been a couple. There's been at least three.
That makes me even love you more, you motherfucker. Cause like that's just like, I've brought 2 dogs in off the street that I like found. And Bruce right now, who I love him, but he's a piece of shit. We found him in a shelter, and he has somehow figured out how to jump our 6-foot privacy fence and likes to get into our neighbor's yard. And then he can get over there, but he can't get back over there. So it's this very traumatizing experience of like, sometimes Bruce isn't in the backyard anymore. And then we're all scared and people start crying. And then Bruce shows up at the gate and he's like, can I come back home now? And it's like, will you just stop doing this? But no, like animals need help sometimes, and people that go all out to help them, even if it's for a short time or a long time. I have absolutely so much respect for. We've thought about fostering me and my family and my sister. Like, we've all thought about it, but we all know that we like would not be able to give them back, right? Like everyone
has that fear. Everyone has that fear, and let me tell you, it's a lot easier than you think it is.
Oh, wow.
At some point, you're just like, get them out of my house.
You're like, take them away. Fuck this.
I have way too many. Just please take them.
Well, I think it's very, very cool what you guys do. And you don't have kids. You guys don't have kids, right?
No, we don't have kids.
All right. Yeah, cool. I'd foster cats too. Fuck them kids. Yeah, sorry. All right.
Look, I can make comics or I can have a kid, and I'm not ready to stop making comics yet.
Yeah, you gotta make it dude. Comics over. All right, we gotta make a T-shirt or a bumper sticker or something like comics over. Love
Read
more,
comics.
Love more,
kids.
hate less. Don't make kids. Make comics. No, that's too many steps, but we'll figure it out. Hold on. We got the chat's been blowing up since we've been talking about cats. Hold on. Gary Prowley says Zoop does care. Zoop, yes. Zoop cares. They're good people. What's up, Daniel? Thanks for hanging out. Daniel just says, hey, Sons of Mjolnir's in the house. Buzz babies. Hey, Sons of Mjolnir. They're not as good at doing interviews as I am, but they're pretty good at doing interviews. So I'd go ahead.
Well, hit me up. I'll hear it. I'll see it from the other side and I'll report.
Yeah. Get fucking Wells. Get Wells over there. Like he's fun to chat with. At least when I mentioned that there's more water than people, there's at least 5 gallons.
I did look it up. It's 352 quintillion gallons in the ocean.
Jesus, what does quintillion even mean? I don't even know.
321 or 352 and then 21 zeros after that.
That's too many. That's too much math.
Or no, sorry, 18 zeros.
I didn't have you on my show 18. To make me feel stupid, bud. You're losing me. No, Sarah says yes. Thank you for noticing my passion, Sarah. No, Sarah says she loves Hank's Green Shorts. If you're into Dimension 20, watch him as a player. Yeah. I don't know
I-
where that spun out from, but
because I
go
said
with it.
Hank Green shorts.
Oh, you did say Hank Green. Okay.
Yeah, no, I watched him turn what do you call it? The fact that the most of your bones are in your hands and feet into like the most intimidating thing in the world on dimension. It's like, so when someone says they'll break every bone in your body, I can never understand. But if you say half, I totally get that. I just have to break your hands, and I've done that before.
Yeah, like hands and
holy
feet.
shit.
And what sucks is when you break your hands and your feet, like they can't fix them. You have to like eat popsicles and then take the popsicle stick. I mean, I guess you could go to Hobby Lobby and buy popsicle sticks, or you could go to the grocery store and just buy popsicles and eat them. But you have to basically like take like popsicles and like glue. I've told this story a couple times, so I'm gonna tell it again. There was one of my first big fights at the bar, Wills, when I was a bouncer at a bar.
Mhm.
This guy, he threw a pitcher, it was a plastic pitcher.
Sure.
We had on Tuesday nights we had dollar draft beer night and $5 pitcher domestic draft.
Okay. This
And
is
so
a
like
problem, I can tell, but
it was a huge problem, Wills. And so the college, especially like on holidays when the college kids would come home.
yeah.
Right. So like Christmas, Thanksgiving, like those holidays,
Mhm.
when like all the college kids were in town, it was like it was ape shit and wild and ridiculous. And so this one night, there's just kids everywhere. Everybody's fucking young and idiots.
Mhm.
And this dude, they finished the pitcher at his table and he takes this empty plastic pitcher and he throws it at the bar. He just like Wells in the middle of the
Breakfastless
fucking
behavior.
dining area.
Yeah. No.
Throws it at the bar. And the bartenders are like, "What the fuck?" And I'm bringing up ice because like we're out of ice constantly,
Oh, yeah.
right? And so like it's like, yeah, cool. Like I'm the bouncer. Let me know if I need to fight somebody, I guess. But like, there's no ice anywhere, and the waitresses are screaming, and everybody's mad. So I'm bringing up all these buckets of ice. And I'm filling up the ice wells, and I see like it was like slow motion, dude. I see this picture like slow motion, like fly from the middle of a clusterfuck bar, like over a 3D bar counter into the well, like where we all are. And I was like, what the fuck? And this guy, Chad, the main bartender, Blake, get this guy the fuck out of here. And he points at him. And literally, Wells, this college kid is so drunk. Chad points at this kid, and this fucking kid waves at me. He's like, I threw it. We need another pitcher. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I go over to this fucking kid. I was like, you can't throw pitchers. He was like, yeah, that was probably a bad idea. I was like, yeah, you have to leave. So I was like, here's the deal. Like, I'm going to drag you out of here, or we can just walk out. You can go home and come back tomorrow. And he goes, you know what? Fuck you. I don't. And then so I grab his kid by the throat, grab him. Cause I learned this as a bouncer. When you grab a man by the throat and you can manipulate them when you're bigger than they are, they usually
calm down.
Stop.
It has a calming effect.
They're like, okay, I lost this already. Right. So like I grab his kid. He shuts up. I get him outside. I push him out the back door. And I turn around, my manager's like, everything cool? And I turn around, look at my manager. I'm like, yeah, everything's cool. And they're all pointing behind me. They're like, blah, blah, blah. I turn around. I'm like, what? And I turn into this kid's fist. I turn around. Boom. This kid fucking rocks me in the jaw, knocks the glasses off my face. My fucking glasses go flying. Like everything turns white. This little motherfucker almost knocked me out. And so anyway, like we end up fucking this kid up because he fucking knocked the shit out of me. And then like the bar is full of people, and I have one of the three bartenders, the bar back, the manager, and both bouncers are outside. Everybody's trying to find my glasses because I can't see a goddamn thing. And we finally find them. They're sitting on top of like this kid like hit me so hard my glasses flew off. They landed on the hood of somebody's car. They're just sitting.
Damn.
There. So I find them, like I put the glasses on and go back inside, and I got blood dripping out of my mouth, and the bartender gives me a shot of Jameson. I take a shot of Jameson. It burns the fuck out of my lips because my lips are bleeding and shit. Anyways, so that's I love this industry.
Love this
I miss it. I still miss it sometimes,
Let me
man.
tell
Like
you something. I would give you my job in a heartbeat. I do not want to be in the food service industry anymore.
Well, I don't either, but when you're at that point, you miss it sometimes.
Do you?
No, well, that's the thing, Wells, is you miss it for a second, and then you're like, but I'm actually really happy where life is.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
You know what I do miss though? I miss that fucking Cash Money. I miss those, like I miss those big night bartender tip outs, and like the big games and the college games and the World Series and the Super Bowl nights and shit like that. Like just fucking making so much cash you don't know what to deal with. Like, you know, like that part I miss. The story I just told you is funny, but I don't miss that. And the side note of that, Wells, is the when this kid almost knocked me out, the other bouncer like tackled him, right? So I run up and I kicked the shit out of this dude. Man, I'm mad. Like like after this part, after I was like when the vision came back, and I saw him and he was like on the ground and the other bouncer had him wrapped up. Dude, I ran up. I fucking kicked this kid in his ribs. I kicked him with my toes, broke 2 of my toes, kicking this little motherfucker, and didn't notice it that night. And what I noticed it was the next day, because the next day was Thanksgiving. We had Thanksgiving brunch. We had our family Thanksgiving brunch. My dad's best friend is a software engineer and makes a whole lot of money and is dating an exotic dancer who is about 18 years younger than he is at Thanksgiving brunch. My toes are swollen. My foot is purple. I'm like trying to help cook and not cry simultaneously at Thanksgiving brunch. She's in nursing school. Okay. So she goes, "Oh, Blake, let me fix that for you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I sit in a chair. She takes my purple foot with my broken toes. She takes duct tape, squeezes my toes together. And when I say that this was a pain I've never felt before, Will, it was a fucking pain I've never ever, like, not emotional, not physical, like, not like, I mean, like
just searing white hot. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like stepping into a cast iron skillet that was hot, ready to sear a steak. That's what it felt like. So she squeezes my toes together and duct tapes them. And I'm just trying not to cry. And in my head, Wells, I'm like, you can't cry in front of a stripper at Thanksgiving brunch. Like this, you're a man.
We've reached a level of absurdity.
Yeah,
I'm just
you're a man and you can't do this. And so she's taping my toes together. Dude, it hurts so bad. And I was like, thank you for helping. Like, I'm just trying not to cry. But yeah, so does it make a good story? Yeah. Do I miss it? I do. I miss some things. Do I miss that part? Do I miss crying at Thanksgiving brunch? And do I miss like getting hit so hard in the face that my glasses fly off of me and land on a car 3 places down? Like, no, those parts I don't miss, Wells. But I did. I would be lying right now if I said that I didn't have nights that, like, I'll never have nights like that again. Right? Like, do you, I mean, you know, you get that, right? You're like it sucks so much a lot, but every now and then you're like, I can't believe I get money to do this. And like, there's like this weird juxtaposition. Anyway, that was me working on Thanksgiving in my old college days as a bouncer. So by the way, we got more. I tell stories.
This is a graphic novel.
This is a graphic novel that we're trying to sell. Sarah Landauer said that page that we looked at like an hour and a half ago really looks great. Gary Prowley agrees that page looks great. If you guys want to scroll back a few minutes, we're live. I can't do that right now. Fucking Ronan doesn't. I'm so glad all of you said that this page looks great after we took it off the screen. God, all of you motherfuckers. Like,
it's a good page.
Fucking break.
It's a great
Wells
page.
is great. He's a cat person. Wells is great for a lot of reasons, and being a cat person. I still keep hoping one day he finds a dog to help him corral all the biscuit makers. Read comics, fuck them kids. That's the next t-shirt, baby.
Amen.
That's love more, hate less. Read comics is dead. Read comics, fuck them kids is alive. We can never match the bar play. All right, first of all, everybody matches it. What? So are you guys getting paid to comment on my fucking stream, Mjolnir? Like, I feel, do I have to cut this guy a check tomorrow? No, I'm kidding. I love all of them. They're amazing. I don't get that one.
That was the gallons of it, or in the
the gallons. All right,
it's at least five. Yeah, at least five.
See, Wells, that's why I need you here, bud. All right, Sarah's got a real thing. That's how I feel about my time in television. I miss it for a moment, then I remember all the time. Did you get hit a lot in the face, Sarah, when you were working on TV?
I mean, I never got hit in the face.
Because I got my ass kicked a few times.
I haven't gotten hit in the face bartending, but I have had to walk away from stress. I have at least 3 times almost punched someone.
Did you work at a place? Did you work at a place where you had a guy like me to take care of that, or was it a different kind of bar?
So I mostly have worked in hotels where they have some kind of security detail.
Yeah, there's real bouncers in hotels. Yeah. I don't fuck with hotels, dude. Like hotels and strip clubs. People offered me to work there. I said, "Fuck you, no." Like I was like, never, ever.
It's I'm not that badass. You have a very different caliber of person coming in and causing trouble, and B, those are generally like off-duty cops or like ex-military people, or so I generally don't have to. If things ever go bad, I just walk away. I'm just like, not worth it.
You're like, you got to deal with someone worse. Sorry, buddy.
The only time recently in the job that I have now that I've seen someone get thrown out was these kids came, or these like 21-year-old people came in, like 30 of them for a birthday, and they were like 2.5 hours late for their reservation, and they had already been drinking a lot, and one of them in the middle of everything threw up under the table and then just kept eating. It was a high top. It wasn't like she was hiding it very well. It went everywhere, and immediately we were like, okay, you guys got to go.
And then they're like, no, talk to
and then we got yelled at, and it was a whole thing. But I didn't have to do any of it. I didn't have to throw them out. I didn't have to do anything. It was just like, okay, you guys can get them out of here.
And also, that's why we make comics now, everybody. That's why Wells has a big original graphic novel on crowdfunding right now, and that's why I work at Metal Ninja Studios and talking to a microphone, because fuck all of that. And I will say I miss some things sometimes, but a lot of it Wells, I don't. You know what I really don't miss is St. Patrick's Day. I really don't miss.
That's true. True and fair. Yeah, no one should.
That's why you're one of my favorite people to talk to, Wells, because so many people don't get the shit we've had to deal with. And when you come on, and I know you're probably super excited about it, because you're like, Blake, this isn't making people want to buy my comic, but no, it's just making me feel better about my past. I was like, oh, Wells gets it, like he's been there. No. But no,
food service is hard. Food service is one of the hardest.
But it is. It's hard.
It's an emotional toll that is very difficult to explain to people.
But you'll take a lot of those skills with you to the grave. Like,
absolutely.
There are things that we learned. Yeah, like
that is for real. That's the most infuriating thing, is that so many employers only look at, oh, you worked in a restaurant, what does that have to do with anything? And I'm like, everything that you do, I have done, but harder.
That's why I love you. That's amazing.
Oh, God.
All right, hold on. Sarah says, oh wait, hold on. This one.
There's another one.
Actually, she had a wooden plank hit me on the head once. Does that count? Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you get hit with a giant piece of fucking wood, like it's a fucking WWE pay-per-view, Sarah. Yes, you get that. My job was harder though. I'm just gonna go out there. I'm just like, it's all about me right now. This is all about Blake.
This is Blake's buzz.
This isn't about Wells. This isn't about Debs. Yeah, this isn't Sarah Says. This isn't Wells
wishes.
Wells was maybe.
was.
I don't know. Everything's in the past. Every episode you did happened before. That's why
Welcome
I
everybody.
do my
Here's
show.
what already happened.
Here's what already happened. Did this campaign fun? Son of a bitch. Like, let us know. No, but no, yeah. We all had a weird time growing up, I guess. Growing up in our 20s and 30s. Like we were late bloomers. No, but anyways, regardless of this fun fucking memory lane thing I just went down for a while. But we are here. I've kept you for an hour and a half, and I know you don't feel super great, and I know you're not stressing at all about this campaign, and you're just fucking sitting in hunky dory land, just hanging out. Nothing's going on. I thought you froze for a second.
No,
you did freeze, but you froze in a different way. But no, so you've taken this chance, and you're trying it on a new front, and you already have a whole bunch of backers and people supporting you, and more people are doing it. I know it might be happening a little slower than you want it to, but I think you're gonna get there, and I really hope. I want you to get. I really want you to get there, but right now, everything we've talked about tonight.
We did break 5,000. Thank you to whoever got us over that.
Oh, we broke 5K tonight. Nice,
yep.
cool.
$50,
so you're
$49.
Dealing with my bullshit wasn't useless to you tonight. That's always a good. I like that. I like that when like dealing with me isn't entirely a useless endeavor for you guys. But what is? God damn it. What? Why, Wells? Tell us.
Why?
Tell us. Why?
Why?
Why are you doing this to yourself and us? No, like
Holy shit, I ask that every day.
Tell the people tell the people why. Like, why do they need this comic in their life? I've said numerous things. But why do you think it? Why do you think we need this comic in our lives?
I think that Depths it's an important comic for me personally, but I think it's something that everyone will be able to take something from. It's not the easiest subject matter, but it is important. It's something we all experience. And that feeling of hopelessness, of isolation is something, especially, this is something we wrote before the pandemic, but especially post-pandemic is something that we have all now experienced viscerally in our lives. And I think that this book can be the kind of cathartic sort of release of that we all need. So
this book is going to fix COVID.
This is going to heal COVID. This book heals COVID. don't take.
I'm not even fucking joking, dude. Market that. Like, market that. Go forward with it. I love you too much. I'm going to believe in you, Wells. Like, I'm going to take that to the bank and believe in you. Like, dude. I know we don't talk a lot, but you've been on my show a couple times now, and you know I've read your comics. I've read them. I've talked about them.
Yeah. I see your name on the
you see me. Sheet. You're like I see you pop up every now and then. Great. So
I see it pop up on Twitter, and I see your name on our backer sheets. I mail you stuff every now and then, so I know you're out there. I know you're.
But I just you and Dalton are telling really good stories, dude, and you're trying to do something really cool for comics. And I always do this, man. And I try. It's funny because we talked earlier about like how to like vary our sentences and vary our structure, but the fucking same thing I do.
Well, again, I think
Blake's Buzz is make jokes and then get serious in the end.
I think live speech and written dialogue are different and different styles of dialogue are.
Yeah, it's real hard to read your dialogue aloud when you're live. I could do it. You guys probably won't like it. You're like, he says everything twice. No, but Wells, for real, man. Like you're telling really cool stories, and not just cool stories for comics, but cool stories for being a human. And how do we deal with this all? And how do we deal with the weight of things we don't understand? How do we deal with the weight of things that we can't comprehend? that we can't change. You've come up with I don't know if I wouldn't call it formulaic because that makes it like that makes it like basic, but you've come up with a way in your various comics and your various narratives to remind us that like we are complex beings, we're kind of fucking worthless, but we also have like some good points too.
Read Wells's comics. They'll remind you that we're all kind of fucking worthless, but
pay money to feel worthless. No, but fuck. All right. No, but sometimes you got to pull yourself back a little bit to push yourself forward.
Sure.
Right. Like I'm not just being a smart ass drunk here at this part. Like that's a real thing. And you and Dalton in your various endeavors, you've always been very good about that. And you've been good about that, like comedically, cinematically, structurally, and Depths is taking all of these things that you guys have gotten very good at and making them bigger and better, unfortunately with more risks and even more rewards. And I really, really hope that people listening right now will believe in you like I believe in you. Because I really do believe in you, Wells. Like
I appreciate
I really
no,
do. Man.
That means a lot to me, Blake. I appreciate that.
Sweet.
And yeah.
It took me all week to write that. I'm just kidding.
It took all week I've been trying to figure out.
Yeah. All week I'm like, how am I gonna talk to this motherfucker for an hour? He doesn't even fucking rescue dogs. He rescues cats. I don't know. No, I joke, dude, but like Wells, you're good people and you're talented people. And so is Dalton. I know Dalton's not here, and I know Dalton is your cohort, and so like both of you, but you guys you're trying to do something special for comics, and I see that, and I just hope other people see it, and if this episode makes other people see it, like I'm so happy, and I'm happy I'm there for you, but what aggravates me, Wells, is I don't think you need me, man. You don't need me. You don't need me. You don't need Zoop. You don't need fucking anything. You guys have a really good fucking story. You have a really good story.
I appreciate that, and I agree. I think we do have a really good story. I do disagree, though. I do think we need you. We absolutely need you. Yeah, because we can't.
You really just fucked my segue, by the way, because I was about to be like, fuck everybody and back this campaign. No.
I mean, still, I agree with that sentiment. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that too. But
no, we need everyone who, you know, a great book, a great piece of art is not worth anything if it doesn't move people, if people don't see it. If it's sitting in a vault somewhere, if it's on a Google Drive and just sitting there theoretically existing, then it doesn't do anything for anybody.
Yeah, what does it mean? Right?
Yeah, it matters because people read it, and it means the world to me when people come and read my books. And yeah, I can't thank you enough for having me on, and our backers enough for supporting this and wanting to be a part of it. So,
well, it wasn't you, it was Jared. Jared made this. No, I'm kidding. Well, Jared set it up, and then I rescheduled it because my family's an asshole. But no, this almost happened last week, ladies and gentlemen, but instead it happened this week when Wells was sick, and Wells had to put up with me even double. But hey, like on that note, I want to end this here. Wells, because I know you're tired and your good juices are being siphoned away by your sickness. What the fuck? That's when I remember earlier when I was like, read aloud what you're trying to say.
It's not weird unless we make it weird. All right, let's just move on.
We always got to make it weird. No, but but what do you Wells, what do you say to other indie creators that come up with a situation similar to yours? Like, we tried it, it didn't work. Do we give up? Do we try again? And that's a hard decision. That's an impossibly hard decision, especially when you're a creator. You got a fucking million ideas, dude. So does Dalton. Like, you guys could have taken a break. You could have gone to something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get another I know you got fucking shit up your sleeve. I know you got aces hiding up that fucking sweater you're wearing right now. Like, like you got things like, but what do you say to people out there, dude, that are like, I'm trying to crowdfund my comic and it's not doing what I want. And maybe it doesn't fund. Maybe it doesn't fund, guys. And after that, like,
I would say, if you believe in the work, then you need to do whatever you need to do to sort of put it out there. If that means, doing something to fill in your own shortcomings. I know what mine are. I am not active on social media. I can't do it anymore. It hurts me. Being on Twitter is a siphon on my soul.
Yeah, you used to be around, man. I'm not gonna lie, I miss you. I miss you a little bit.
And I miss having that instant community access.
No, like, I miss talking to you, Blake, who told me I made great comics. I don't miss talking to anybody else.
Well, more and more I'm not seeing my community, and that's what makes me sad.
That's a big issue.
But I would say, like, if you need to find a way to supplement it, find someone to do that for you, or find a way around it. But, like, don't. I think it's a mistake to take what is working and change that to fit the sort of the medium that you're working in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like big original graphic novels are harder to make, I would say, on Kickstarter. Probably, a $20,000 goal is just harder to reach than a $5,000 goal. Find a creative approach, find a new approach, find a way to make it happen, but don't compromise the thing that made it work in the first place. I know what this book is and what this book needs, and I'm not going to tell it as a, incredibly, chopped up issue by issue kind of thing.
Yeah.
It can't do that. Maybe I find a way to tell it in smaller chunks. Maybe I find a way to split it up more creatively, or do it more piecemeal. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when and if we come to it. But yeah, I would say that if you're having a hard time, it is also possible that it's not entirely in your control, what is happening. People feel bad if they don't want to spend money. Maybe this just isn't the time for it. Come circle back around, find something else. Well, what happened to us was we did Depths. It didn't go as well as we wanted it to. That was hard. That was a little heartbreaking. We really wanted to see this happen. But then we didn't tear down the entire sort of Wells's Wishes is pretty good. We didn't tear down.
I feel like that could be a podcast show.
We didn't tear down the entire production. We said, okay, well, let's move on to one that we feel like is going to be stronger in this field. We did The Cat Skin and the Rose, and it was our biggest campaign that we've ever had.
Yeah, you had a big campaign for that too.
Yeah. So if it's not working, I don't think the answer is to, like, get really scared and change everything about everything. Especially if what's strong about it. It's easy to get in your own head and say, I don't know, what people want, and is this a thing that, like, is working. But, like, if there's anyone following you at all, probably there's a reason for it. So yeah, stick to your strengths and get creative. Find a new way to tell that story. Would be my advice.
I like that.
Yeah.
I also like that you basically have COVID right now, but technically not. You're like, I just gave a really long-winded answer.
I'm doing my best. My
I
voice
know
is pretty thrashed.
Wells, you've done a really good job tonight.
And for the last week, I have not had any thoughts in my head beyond I feel terrible.
Sweet. Well, I'm glad tonight's episode went beyond that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
thank you for breaking me out of the rut. So
no, well, that's what I'm here for, Wells. I'm here to
Mhm.
break everybody out of the ruts. I'm gonna publicly apologize. We were gonna do this last week, and I had a family emergency pop up.
Oh, no reason to apologize.
But yeah, no,
okay.
but I just like, dude, I just want you to know, Wells, like, I really like your storytelling, and I like your vibe.
Mhm.
And I like that you rescue animals, and I like that you just want to make fucking, I mean, I wish dogs were in here a little bit, but I like that you just want to make like animals' lives easier and make fucking cool comics. I really like that vibe about you, bud. And every time you've been on my show, it's been a pleasure. I love fucking talking to you, and like, I guess we could do it again.
Yeah. Let's do it again sometime.
I feel like you're gonna be here later. You know what? Fuck that. Well, time out. We'll pre-book this in the off season, but like, I want the follow-up graphic novel. I want the exclusive.
Absolutely.
Not even the exclusive. You have enough hot shit behind you. You can get a better exclusive than me. But I want a follow-up conversation.
For sure.
Like when you don't have half COVID.
Yeah, no, we'll follow up on this for sure. I've definitely got some stuff brewing. I've got some creators reading scripts and getting back to me on their thoughts and whether or not they want to be involved. So we have some new projects coming up. We've got some oldies but goodies that are in the pipeline as well.
Is everything with Dalton? Do you guys like work together?
Not everything is not everything is with Dalton. Actually, there's a project I'm working on with my wife right now. Her writing debut is going to be coming up. A project that is something of a spoiler in its own name, but it's called Smut. So we're going to be working on that sometime next year.
That kind of sounds exciting.
Yeah.
But no, man, I'm excited to see what you do in this industry, man.
Well,
like,
Smut,
honestly,
for one thing.
well, yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, more Smut, more cats, more Frankenstein Unbound, and a extension of depth into another graphic novel, which we've sort of talked about tonight.
Yeah, Dust.
So look at you with shit up your fucking sleeve like a fucking master wizard over here. Do you have a newsletter or anything? Do you have anything
Absolutely.
you want to, like, shout out, get people to subscribe to?
I am on Substack.com. Wells Thompson. My newsletter is Comics, Cats, and Cocktails, where we talk about all those things. You get cat pictures, you get cocktail recipes, you get what I'm reading, and what news is, what's new and what we're working on. So
I didn't know that. Yeah. I'm not even subscribed to you, I don't think.
Well, you should be.
Well, I'm about to. Like, when we get done tonight, I'm going to do it. I'm just saying, I just didn't know. I'm also kind of mad at you because your Substack's cooler than mine, but whatever. Like, it's fine. That's fine. No.
Absolutely. And then I have absolutely,
really?
It's cooler than yours.
Absolutely. Anything Wells does is cooler than Blake's Buzz. Thanks for having me on, Blake. Get fucked. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man, no, I'm there. I have a website, wellsthompson.com, where usually you can see whatever I've been working on
nice.
Latest, and I have a Ko-fi. If you want to, I have a shop on Ko-fi if you want to buy my comics there. But also if you just want to send me a cup of coffee, I would appreciate that as well.
You didn't give the link. Give the link. Tell them where to send that money. Wells Thompson. at Ko-Fi.
Ko-fi.com/Wells Thompson. Yes.
Yeah, give this motherfucker money. He's making cool comics. I mean, like, yeah, we could all buy Tom King's next book, and I love him.
And you will. Don't get me wrong.
Like Tom King's great, but like Wells is doing some other shit. No, I didn't mean to do that. That was a weird segue. But no, I really do, man. I really hope you know. I know I'm not the most A to B to C interview that you've probably fucking done. And I know we get lost in conversations and we go back and forth and get to where we need to be eventually. But for real, Wells, like, you're telling really good stories and they're really fun to read and they remind me of the better parts of being human. And, you know, like more people need to do that. And so I hope people follow. I hope people follow you on that, and back this campaign we've talked about tonight and other things. But yeah, it's this is the awkward part for me, Wells, because you're more talented than I am, and it's really hard to lift you up and not live. No, I'm kidding.
Well, if you're listening to this and you haven't already,
writer, I guess fucking back Wells's campaign. But yes.
If you're listening to this and you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe for Blake's Buzz content presented by Metal Ninja Studios. Metal Ninja, the home of the awesome. I don't know what their tagline is.
There is no tagline because I haven't written it yet. Thanks. You just got me in trouble again. I got more work to do. No, fuck Wells. No, I'm kidding. No, like Wells is making great comics. He's making great comics. He's reading great comics. He's talking about great comics. Follow him. Like follow him on the social medias. Follow him on the Substack. Substack's still a good place, right? The best place.
Substack would be the best place. Yeah.
The best place. All right. One more time. Hit us with it. The Substack.
Oh, Substack. Substack.com/Wells Thompson probably is what it is. I don't know. Just type in my name. And then
might be that. I don't know.
The newsletter is Comics, Cats, and Cocktails.
We're just making comics over here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't keep track of what my links are. All right. No, fuck this guy. No, I'm kidding. But also, yeah, fuck, because fucking is fun. So, like, yeah, do fuck this guy, maybe. I don't know.
I'm married. You probably shouldn't do that.
Probably shouldn't don't fuck anybody. Make biscuits with cats. The cats that find themselves in your backyard, Wells will raise them into fun little kittens. He'll do that. Wells, I'm real sorry. I really shit the bed at the end of this interview. No.
All right. Oh man, you have a
never
good night,
again.
right?
You're never gonna see Wells Thompson on Blake's Buzz ever again. This was the last one.
I swore last time would be the last time too, but
he did. I kind of feel like we had a similar conversation where I mean, we were laughing, but he was like, I don't know, man. But here you are.
I was dead behind the eyes. I usually am.
Guys, Deaths. It's a great fucking book. If you're not backing it, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is that you're fucking wrong. You're just absolutely wrong. Times 10, times 20, times 30, you're exponentially wrong is the long story short. Wells is good people. He's making good comics. And the good indie comics people love him too. Like you can't tell all of them they're wrong. Subscribe to his Substack. Follow him. Keep track of him. He's making stuff that's going to be worthwhile for you. Wells, you've had me on before. I've had you on before.
Yeah, that's usually
that's it. You'll know I'm going to keep talking unless you end it.
Absolutely. I'm honestly curious to see how long you can keep it going, but.
No, that's a lie. You want to fucking go to bed. You're tired. You're fucking sick. You're like, make this guy shut the fuck up. But no, we've talked to where you needed to subscribe, where you need to be, what you need to do. Wells, unless you got anything left to say, baby, I'm gonna play the music.
Let's play the music.
Let's let this guy get some fucking sleep. because he's sick. He's sick and he's trying to raise comics awareness. Will you guys just back depth? Will you just fucking back, like, Jesus Christ, just back depth? Just and also thanks for watching. Love more, hate less, read comics. We're done.
It's Blake's Buzz Live.
I did it.
We did it. We ended it successfully.
Hey, for real, man. I'm sorry I had to reschedule you.
Oh, it's no problem at all.
Well, yeah, but I'm also like, it sucked you were sick on the reschedule, but
it happens. No one can say.
You're pretty fucking solid on the stream tonight. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I am at the very least. I am at the upswing. If this had been 2 days ago, it would have been a very different experience. But
nice.
I'm
cool.
holding it together.
Maybe I need to do that. Man, I just like hit me up on the next one, Wells. When you're like half dead. Let's see how that goes. like back this guy's campaign. You're like, I'm sorry.
Lord.
No, like this campaign's really cool, man. I hope it. I really hope it happens for you, and
I hope so too. It'd be really nice.
I wish I could guarantee it, Wells. I wish I could be like, you having to deal with me for 2 hours means you're gonna get it, and I can't guarantee that, Wells, and I'm sorry.
Well, it is what it is. No, I appreciate you a lot. If I could guarantee it as well, that would be an amazing superpower to have. But unfortunately, nothing is guaranteed. Not even Frankenstein and Conquer. So,
but you did that. You did that too. You did that too.
We did. Yeah. No. How's Metal Ninja Studios, by the way?
It's fun, man. It's Monday through Wednesday. I'm yelling at graphic artists that they need to make titties look better on covers.
Great.
we're making a nice little nut on not safe for work variants, but we're also doing like trade dresses and Kickstarter, like, laying out the like Kickstarter shit, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
I hear you. If you guys need
I still get to write this really. I haven't written it yet. I have to write this really meta press release about like from the point of view of my employer buying my podcast from me and promising better production. I'm writing it, and so I have to say like yes, I gave my podcast away to this guy who's gonna like give me designers. But no, like already like one of our designers, I get to like tell him I did it for you. I was like, hey, I need you to make me this banner for Wells by tomorrow. And he did it. Did it. It's a good looking banner. Yeah. It's a good looking. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a good looking little banner. It's good.
I have.
It's got Heather's art in the background. Like, it's good. But no, it's Wells it's a good place. I'm editing for their blog. I'm editing a comic from them. Nice. And I gave them my podcast with like, notions of, as both of us grow, my what's it called, my how much you get paid,
commissions,
not commission, it starts with it, like your how much you make yearly, salary. My salary will change based on how much good things that happen.
Nice.
No, it's good. It's good, man. I people keep giving me shit and they're like, do you need to talk to a lawyer? And I'm like, no, I don't need to talk to a lawyer. Like, everything's fine. But no, it's cool, dude. Like,
that's awesome.
I'm in a whole different part of the industry than I never ever thought I was gonna know. And I like, I'm a writer, and yeah, like I want to write, but like Like I'm cool editing. I'm cool I'm cool getting paid to do this
Oh yeah,
as a day
I would
job,
be.
right? Like,
I
you know
would
what I'm
be
saying?
too.
Like
I would be too.
it's not like, yeah, like I don't have a comic that's out by me. Which is the different like dream element, right?
Right.
But the way it progresses is yeah, like I've got editing accreditations that will build up, and we could take that into somewhere else and see what's going on. And I do think Metal Ninja Studios is going to get big. We have a client right now that's bankrolling us. Wells, I won't lie. And that bankroll is Comics Elite and Black Ops like the whole Comics Elite thing is like a multi-million-dollar deal. Like they just they sell shit. They sell titty variants and not titty variants, but it all gets sold and they make a whole bunch of money. And so like, we're building off from that. But yeah, it's it's fucking Wells. It's fucking gnarly when they hit me up and they're like, Blake, we need you to write an update. There's like 70,000 people that back this tier, and we need you to let them know that the digital files are available. And it's like, okay, like,
shit.
Because you can't just be like, hey, your digital files are available. Bye.
Yeah.
You're like, there's a lot of people waiting on this news. Like, I gotta hype it up. But no, it's that's what my life is right now. And
totally.
I'll like, dude, Wells. You know what I get to do next week?
No.
I get to interview Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev simultaneously.
Hell yeah.
And then on Wednesday night, I get to interview Kelly Thompson.
Hell yeah.
So like, yeah, like I'm getting to like hype shit and interview shit. And it's weird. It's weird. It's like, it's very, very sloppy. It's very sloppy on this like PR simultaneous press shit you're doing, Blake. Like, like it's just like what's gonna, but I don't know what's gonna happen, man. And but that's what's going on right now, dude. And and like tonight, man, like, dude, fucking Zoop didn't pay me. You didn't pay me. No one fucking paid me. I'm just legit excited for Depths. And I really, if I fucked that up, if I didn't get that across that like Blake's Buzz was stoked for Depths, then like, yeah, I fucked up. But like, dude, that's what I'm like people are paying me money right now to tell people that I'm excited for comics that I'm legitimately excited about. And that scares me so much, Wells. It scares the fuck out of me, dude. It freaks me out. But yeah, anyways, I know you got other shit to do, and
no, it's all good. I asked. I wanted to know.
Well, that's your fault then. Cool. Like let's tell stories. But no, dude, like I just you've always been up there for me, man. Like you've always been a real solid storyteller and other shit. And I was so scared. I was so scared you were mad at me for having to reschedule.
No, dude, it's reschedules happen.
Dude, all right. No, like this is timeout. Like no one's getting recorded here right now. Like Zoop helps you guys a lot. Zoop brought a real fucking weird deal to me recently because they were like, hey, Wells needs an interview and someone else needs an interview. And I gave them a link to schedule like for us. And they took that link and gave it to a bunch of their clients. And I was like, whoa, that wasn't what that was supposed to mean. And so it got weird for a second. And so, yeah, I was fucking scared about that, man. Cause I do like I know we don't talk a lot, and you've been more quiet on social media since like the Twitter weirdness, and I know you're working with Zoop and shit, but like I don't ever want like people to think that, you know what I'm saying, man? Like
Yeah.
I don't want you to think that there's like a metric or a number
For
or
sure.
a reason I'm giving you your comic attention. And for a half a second in the last couple of weeks, like we came into a weird Zoop confrontation with that. But that had nothing to do with you.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man.
And like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyways, it got kind of fucking weird, and it was weird, and I'm weird, and you're weird, and we're all weird, and I just want your fucking comic to get funded, man. Like that's
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure you do.
For sure.
You need that on a YouTube short. You need like some host being like, I just want your comic to get funded, and you're sitting here with like your hand on your chin, like, yeah, me too, man.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I feel that. I totally understand.
You're like, yeah, I would love for my comic
deep in my
to be
bones,
funded,
I would
Blake.
love for my comic to be funded. Absolutely. Oh God. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great talking with you. I'm glad things are going well over there.
No, it's always fun talking to you too,
Yeah.
bud.
If
And also like you don't have to like, if you ever need me or think I can help you, you can reach out to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Just you.
Yeah, no,
like,
I
I'm like,
absolutely
no, I get. You're
been
probably paying Zoop in a way. I don't know how their shit
sure
delegates, but you know, like I'm sure they get something. But if you ever need me to do something for you, dude, like I believe in you, and I know you fulfill, and you try hard, and you make good stories, and it's just there's Blake's Buzz is here for you if you ever need it.
I feel you, man.
And I hope you feel it. Like I hope you feel it hard.
No, I do.
That was like a real thing, Wells. It's a real. We're not even live right now, and I'm like telling you, like I'm like Wells, I'll work harder for you.
No, I appreciate it. I feel the love.
Good,
for sure.
Good, man. Because you're good people, and you make cool comics.
For sure.
I like reading them.
Yeah.
And when I get to talk about them online, I get to read them for free sometimes, which is cool.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you go, because if I don't, I'm gonna keep talking forever, and we've already established that you need to get some sleep.
Yeah, that would be nice at some point. All right, dude.
Sorry. You're just funny. You're just a funny guy. You're just a funny guy, Wells.
I do what I can.
Yeah,
I know how to sneak in
yeah, you get it. You get it in there. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're done. You're done. You're through in this town. I love you. For real, dude. I love you. Hey, Deps is fucking stellar. Wells, I'm really fucking busy. I can't guarantee I can make you a short. I'm gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tag me in posts, I'll share them.
For sure.
Because I'll see it. Like that, like just for real. Like if you just add me in a thing, I'll share it. I'll help you. Like I know that's not the best thing, but I'm trying.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the effort, and I appreciate you you coming in and helping, and your passion for getting this thing done. Frankly, I needed a bit of a boost, and I'm glad that I came on the show, because it gave me a little bit of a pep.
Well, cool. I'm glad I didn't keep you for 2 hours and 12 minutes, and you were like, "Why am I fucking here?"
All right, man. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah, dude. Fucking sleep, dude. Get some rest.
All right.
Maybe you're like, yeah, I'll try. No, sleep, Wells. Get out of here. I love you. You're good people.